Hey everybody, Picky Old Gamer here, and some interesting news just came out today from Kotaku, and it's actually repeated on IGN. Sources: smaller Xbox One coming this year, more powerful Xbox One in 2017. You know, I saw that rumor about somebody had some pictures of a Xbox One second generation in a production environment. We all just didn't know if it was fake or not, so we kind of kept back. And Kotaku has got multiple sources, and they even updated this with more information. It's pretty much confirmed. Of course, Microsoft is not saying anything. I'll go through some of this in the article, but it's pretty interesting, and I'm kind of shocked at some of the numbers and some of the way this is going to compete with the PlayStation 4 Neo. It kind of made me go, this might be a bigger fight than we thought of with the Neo. We kind of thought, well, what is Microsoft doing? Is it just going to be a slim? Doesn't look like it's going to be. The 2017 Xbox, which is codename Scorpio. Is it Neo and Scorpio? They kind of rhyme. It's kind of funky. We have a more powerful GPU, according to 3 people familiar with this model, speaking anonymously because they were not authorized to speak about Microsoft's plans. We hear that it will be technically capable of supporting, get this, Oculus Rift, and that Microsoft is pursuing a partnership with Oculus. That is big news. As for 2016, sources have told us there's at least a more compact version coming by the end of this year. Some sources are telling them it's up to 2 terabyte hard drive, a lot more than what's in the current one now. They're expecting Microsoft to announce the slim model this year at E3, and they don't really know about the other model. I think they ought to announce the new models, the Neo and this new Scorpio. They need to announce this. I think they will, but nobody's confirmed or denied anything. And that's about the plans. Microsoft and Oculus have, did not provide comments. These two consoles, though, are part of what's called Project Helix for Microsoft. This, of course, they're trying to combine Windows and Xbox and make them just one platform, which we've been talking about. I think Cyrus Martin and I have been talking about on Game Ramblings before. In addition, this is where I don't like it. In addition, people familiar with Microsoft's plans have told Kiza, and I have to go back through here and find who Kiza is. I'm kind of jumping around. That the company is moving toward an iterative approach to their consoles, not unlike Apple. Sources say that instead of one hardware revision every 5 or so years, as has been the case with previous console cycles, Microsoft plans to move toward an incremental model. With more frequent hardware releases and games that are both forward and backward compatible across both Windows 10 and different Xbox models. And it goes out in March when Phil Spencer was talking about that. I think he spilled some beans and he really backed up, and he really couldn't take. He let the cat out of the bag. He couldn't really take that back. I'm going through here. We hear that the folks at Xbox have yet to finalize the specs for the Scorpio, although they briefed third-party publishers on the device during a secret event last week, according to a source. The development sources raised the concern that although the Scorpio model will be capable of supporting 4K resolutions thanks to its GPU, as of right now there's no plan to upgrade to the console's I/O transfer speed from the disk or hard drive or to its memory. It could mean longer loading times, but if they haven't finalized the specs, I think that it probably could increase. So 2 months ago, Kotaku broke news that Sony is preparing to upgrade version of PS4, etc., etc. And they're getting some good sources, Kotaku is. And then this was updated this afternoon. Well, it's already been passed then. This is something that I didn't think Microsoft would try to go get this far ahead of Sony. In an article this afternoon, Polygon corroborated many of the details we reported, as well as the ones we did. Microsoft is aiming to get Scorpio running at 6 teraflops, which we've also heard from one source. 5 to 6 is what we heard. Sources have insisted that Scorpio's exact specs have not been finalized, though. Etc. 6 teraflops, is that a lot? Yeah, it is a lot. When you go back over, and I'll jump it over to another site, Stevivor, I can't, Stevivor, Stevivor. I looked at this at multiple sites. to get the specs to compare Xbox One, PS4, the Neo, and now Scorpio. Scorpio is positioned to be a direct competitor to the PS4.5, also known as Neo. The Neo will be approximately 2.25 times more powerful than the PS4, capable of 4.14 teraflops, compared to the 1.84 base model. The Scorpio is aiming at a whopping 6 teraflops. The current Xbox One has a measly 1.32 teraflops. And if you don't know what teraflops is, I kept forgetting what teraflops stands for floating point operations per second, and tera is 10 to the power of 12. So that's a lot of floating point operations per second. So the PS4 Neo is going to be here, and the Xbox One can be right up above it. Because if you look at it, it supports the Oculus Rift, or at least they're wanting it to be, if these reports are true. And looking at some specs, the Oculus can put out a resolution of 2160 by 1200. Now, if we, compare that to the PlayStation VR resolution, which I am going to double check that while I talk to you, I think it was only 1080p. And that's kind of a huge thing. Hold on a second, folks. But because, think about this, Microsoft's not going to have to sit there and create their own VR headset. They're not going to have to turn around and develop it and go through Project Morpheus like Sony did. Yeah, Oculus Rift, PlayStation VR. 1920 by 1080. Max resolution versus 2160 by 1200. So if this is all true, this is a 1-2 punch combo from good old Microsoft. They've been behind the PlayStation 4 for a while. They could come out with almost 1.86 teraflops more if all this pans out, and be able to run the not the Vive, but the Oculus Rift at a higher than 1080p resolution, and Microsoft doesn't even have to develop their own headset. Whoa, this could be a really a big old drag out fight between these two. And if this all comes to fruition, Microsoft's going to be ahead. Now they talk about backwards compatibility. I hope they're not going to alienate the Xbox One, because here's the negative. Here's where the picky old gamer's going to gripe. I am not buying another Xbox console or PS4 anytime soon. If this is what Microsoft really wants to do every few years, I'm done with the consoles, because I want to buy a console and it get around 6 years. The last console generation, 7th generation, was a magical one around close to 10 years, 8 to 10 years there. I don't think we'll see that again anytime soon, but 3 years is bullshit. I'm not going to buy another one. But if you as gamers want to buy one, and if you're new to my channel, I know I had a lot of subscribers come out and come and subscribe to my channel just recently. I don't gripe about what you want to buy. If you want to buy the new consoles, go right ahead. But I think if gamers support these just quick refreshing of consoles, it kind of defeats the point of a console. You buy a console, okay, who cares if the PC is more powerful? I know some people go back and forth. I don't care. They come out, they're stable for half a decade at least, or a little bit more, between 6 and 7 years if really good, and then you upgrade again. But I think we're seeing the end of the old console generations, and it's kind of sad. What do you think? Tell me in the comments below. There's a subscribe button down there. Please subscribe and share this video, and share this with everybody else, and just tell them what you think. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Follow me here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, CrosshairTV.com, and for anything retro I do, SkirmishFrogs.com. Picky O Gamer, out.